Office worker ka ba na buong araw gumagamit ng phone for work tapos after office hours gaming naman? Baka interesting sa'yo yung Poco F8 Pro. Starting at around 37k, alam na nating malakas yung F8 Pro pero hindi ibig sabihin na eto na yung tamang phone para sa'yo. Halos 8 months ko na tong gamit, so pag-uusapan natin yung 7 things na pinaka-importante mong malaman bago ka maglabas ng ganito kalaking pera. Isa to sa strengths ng F8 Pro na hindi ko na kailangan pag-isipan. Whether maraming apps ang bukas, nag-e-edit, nanonood ng high-resolution videos or naglalaro ng demanding games, responsive pa rin yung phone at mabilis mag-switch between apps. Hindi lang yung mabilis sa simula tapos eventually mapapansin mong bumabagal na. Meron kang 12GB RAM and UFS 4.1 storage pero hindi naman kailangan kabisado mo yung number na yan. Ang mas importante, sobrang laki ng performance capacity na meron ka. So kahit mas demanding yung apps and games na gamit mo ngayon or in the next few years, hindi mo mararamdaman na bitin yung phone. Medyo may kamahalan siya, tama, pero tandaan mo, binabayaran mo rin yung extra performance na magagamit mo habang tumatagal. Sa gaming naman, hindi lang mataas na FPS ang habol mo. Mas importante kapag demanding yung game pero hindi agad struggle yung F8 Pro. You have enough power para maglaro sa higher settings. Again, malaking reason dito yung Snapdragon 8 Elite na may 2.9 million score. Flagship level yung chipset, so mas malaki yung performance allowance niya compared sa typical mid-range phones. At ang gusto ko dito, hindi siya yung mukhang typical na gaming phone. You get serious gaming performance pero normal looking pa rin yung design, walang RGB. So pwede siyang gaming device kapag kailangan mo pero daily phone pa rin siya lalo na kung pang office. Kung everyday mo ginagamit ang phone mo for Netflix or browsing, hindi performance lang ang dapat mong tingnan sa F8 Pro. Importante din yung screen. Ito kasi yung feature na mararamdaman mo kahit hindi ka gamer. Scrolling feels fluid, videos look vibrant at kapag nasa labas ka, mas usable yung screen kahit maliwanag ang paligid. Meron kang 6.59-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz, HDR10+, Dolby Vision and up to 3,500 nits peak brightness. May Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection din. Ang kagandahan dito, hindi kalakihan yung phone, din yung high brightness at HDR support, mas useful sila for people who actually consume a lot of content on their phone. Ngayon, kung madalas kang nasa labas, one of the biggest reasons to consider the F8 Pro is its battery and fast charging setup. Okay, sa normal use, kaya niyan tumagal ng buong araw. Tapos kung may lakad ka at kailangan mo magdagdag ng battery bago umalis, mabilis din siyang mag-charge. 6,210 mAh yung battery niya with support for up to 100 watts fast charging. At yung reverse charging din can be useful kapag kailangan mo mag-charge ng ibang compatible device. Usually kapag performance ang priority ng phone, may tendency na camera ang compromise. Pero dito sa F8 Pro, mas flexible yung setup. Normal photo, use the main camera. May subject na malayo, use the telephoto. Group photo, may ultra-wide ka. You get a 50 megapixel main camera with OIS, 50 megapixel telephoto with 2.5 times optical zoom, at 8 megapixel ultra-wide. May dynamic photo 2.0 and AI creative assistant din for software-assisted photography and creative editing features. Okay, ang biggest benefit nito, hindi lang dahil tatlo yung camera. Ang mas importante, may tamang camera ka, depende sa kung ano yung gusto mong kunan. Kaya good fit din ito kung mahilig ka mag-travel, casual creator and user na gusto ng more flexible camera setup. Hindi lang performance ang dala ng F8 Pro, may mga features din dito na mas ma-appreciate mo sa araw-araw. For example, kung madalas kang manood without headphones, malaking bagay yung quality ng built-in speakers. Meron kasi itong dual stereo speakers with sound by Bose at exclusive equalizer calibration. Then you have the unibody glass design, metal frame and IP68 rating. So whether you're watching videos, gaming, or listening casually, mas kompleto yung media experience. So kung gagastos ka ng around 37k para sa F8 Pro at balak mo tong gamitin ng several years, the real question is hindi lang dapat mabilis, kundi magiging useful pa rin ba siya habang tumatagal. For me, ito yung strongest long-term argument ng phone. Hindi mo binibili yung F8 Pro para maging impressive for the first few months. You want enough hardware na hindi mo agad mararamdaman na outdated yung phone after a year or two. Okay, meron kang Snapdragon 8 Elite, 12GB RAM, UFS 4.1 storage, Android 16 at eSIM support. So kung pinagsama-sama mo yan, meron ka ng headroom sa performance. Pero may isang trade-off na dapat mong malaman. HyperOS can come with pre-installed apps, recommendations, and promotional content na hindi mo necessarily kailangan. Para sa akin, after 8 months, hindi siya naging major problem sa akin. I simply uninstalled unnecessary apps, disabled recommendations, and used private DNS. So mas naging malinis at wala akong naging problema. So Pero ang downside, hindi talaga performance, initial cleanup lang. So sino ba talaga dapat ang bumili ng Poco F8 Pro? Kung heavy power user ka, gamer, or someone na halos buong araw gumagamit ng phone, this makes a lot of sense. You get the performance, battery, display, camera, flexibility, audio, and build na bagay sa demanding na daily use. Pero kung messaging, Facebook, at casual photos lang ang gamit mo, skip this one. Hindi mo kailangan ng ganitong level of performance. At that point, you're paying for hardware na hindi mo naman fully gagamitin. Ganito kasi yan, kung ikaw yung buyer na gusto ng isang phone na kaya halos lahat at ayaw mo mag-upgrade agad, that's the clearest reason to consider the F8 Pro. Yung link ilalagay ko na lang sa description at kung gusto mo pa ng ganitong buyer focused tech guide, subscribe ka na sa Tech You Know.